sang. Vrindavan ramya-sthāna dibya-cińtāmani dhām ratana mandira manohara abrita kalindini re Rajhamsa keli kore kahe shobhe kanaka kamala tara madhe hema pita ashtadale beshtita ashtadale pradhana naika तारा मधे रत्नासने बोसियाचे दुई जने श्यामा संगे सुंदरी राधिका ओ रूप लावण्य राशि आमिया पोडीचे खाशी हास्य परिहास संभाषणे नरोत्तम दास कोय नित्य लीला सुख मोय सदाई स्फुरक मोरा मने वृंदावन रम्यस्थान दिव्य-cińtāमणि धाम रतन मंदिर मनोहर. Today we are reading the bodily transformations of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Likhyate Shila Gaurandera Ati Adbhutam Malaukikam Yaradrishtam Tanmukhatrutva Divyo Unmada Vicheshtitam. I am simply trying to write about Lord Gaurachandra's transcendental activities and spiritual madness, which are very wonderful and uncommon. I dare to write of them only because I have heard from the mouth of those who have personally seen the Lord's activity. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda एही मत महाप्रभु रात्रि दिवसे उन्मादेरा चेष्टा प्रलाप करे प्रेमावेशे. Absorbed in ecstasy, Mahaprabhu acted and talked like a madman day in, day out. In the company of Swaroop Damodar and Ramanand Rai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu once passed half the night talking about Lord Krishna. As they talked, Swaroop Damodar Goswami would sing songs exactly suitable for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's transcendental emotion. Songs from Vidyapati, Geet Govindam, Chandidas, etc. At intervals, Mahaprabhu would also recite those verses, and in great lamentation sometimes he would explain them. In this way, Mahaprabhu passed half the night experiencing various emotions. Finally, after making the Lord lie down on his bed, Swaroop Damodar and Ramanand Rai returned to their homes. Now, this was a risky thing. Every time they would leave him, he would get into deep emotions in the night, especially. And again, so one night we remember he had left and then they caught him. Now again, he did the same thing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's personal servant Govinda lay down at the door of his room and the Lord very loudly chanted the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Suddenly, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard the vibration of Krishna's flute. And then in ecstasy, he began to depart to see Lord Krishna. All three doors were fastened as usual, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in great ecstasy nevertheless got out of the room and left the house. And in his ecstasy, he is not knowing it's middle of the night. Everybody is sleeping. Govinda is also asleep. The room was locked, but how he opened, God only knows. But in that ecstasy, he left, and there was a cow shed on the southern side of Singh Dwara. The Lord fell down unconscious among cows from the district of Telangana. Meanwhile, not hearing any sounds from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Govinda got up And he woke up the other people too. And they're like, where is he? Looks like he's not in his room. And they started searching for him everywhere. Then they came to the Singh Dwara, and they finally came to the cow shed. And Mahaprabhu is lying down unconscious near the cow shed, and the cows are all licking him. His arms and legs entered the trunk of his body exactly like that of a tortoise, everything inside him. His mouth was foaming, and there were eruptions on his body and tears flowing from his eyes. Mahabhav, madness, unmad. The Lord lay there unconscious. His body resembled like a large pumpkin. He was externally, he was completely inert, but actually he was in great transcendental bliss. All the cows around him were sniffing him, his transcendental body. When the devotees tried to check them, he was not even breathing. The devotees tried to take the cows away, push them away, but the cows are not ready to leave him. The devotees tried to rouse the Lord by various means, but his consciousness did not return. Therefore, they all lifted him and brought him back home. So animals, especially cows, all the animals, but cows are very pure animals. So whenever there is a pure energy, cows will come and they will not leave that place. Here, Mahaprabhu is fully in the trance. So surrounded by the cows, people are trying to push the cows, but cows don't want to leave because of his strong energy. Even though externally somebody would look, they would be like, what happened? It looked like a attack of epilepsy because his foam is coming out from his mouth. But the animals, they know. They know the bad energy, they know the good energy. So the cows are not ready to leave him. So all these people, they are trying to wake him up, but he was not getting up. After some time, they started chanting loudly the Krishna mantra in his ears. And then Mahaprabhu regained his consciousness. And then his arms and legs, which was all gone inside, slowly started loosening up and coming out. And then Mahaprabhu comes, looks, Swaroop Damodar is standing, the cows are standing, Ramananda is standing, Govinda is standing. Mahaprabhu said, and then he looks at a cow shed. He's like, where am I? How did I come here? Where have you brought me? And then he says, I was hearing the flute of Vrindavan. Krishna was playing the flute. I was Vrindavan in the pasturing grounds. Krishna was there. Krishna brought Radha Rani to the Sanketa Kunj. Sanketa Venu Nade Radha Ani Kunja Ghare Kunjera Chalila Krishna Krida Kari Bare. Krishna was playing the flute, and then he called Radha Rani, and then they both went into that grove. And behind them, I was running. And I entered the bower just behind Krishna. My ears captivated by the sound of his ornaments. I saw Krishna and Gopis enjoying all kind of pastimes. And they were laughing and joking together. I was hearing all that and my ears were feeling so good. And then I heard your tumultuous sound. You made a tumultuous sound and brought me back here by force. I was in Vrindavan. Why did you get me here? So Mahaprabhu is lying down and talking all this like a mad person. And I was in Vrindavan. Why did you get me here? And he's getting angry at them now, expressing his displeasure. Now that you have brought me here, I can't see Krishna and Radha. In great ecstasy, Mahaprabhu said to Swaroop Damodar in faltering voice, my ears are dying of thirst. Please recite something to quench this thirst now. Let me hear it. Swarupa Gosai Prabhura Bhava Janiya. Swarup Gosai knew Prabhu's bhav, the feeling. And then he chanted a quote, shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. Ka Sri Angate Kala Padamrita Venu Geeta Sammohitarya चरितान् नाचले त्रिलोक्यां त्रैलोक्य सौभगं निदं च निरीक्ष्य रूपं यद्गो द्विजद्रुम मृगाः पुल्कानि अभिभ्रन्. When Mahaprabhu heard this slok, he became overwhelmed, and then he started explaining the shloka, which I'm going to read. I'm not reading the translation of Sanskrit, but whatever is written in Bengali, I'm going to read that. Haila gopi bhava vesha, kaila rase paravesha, Krishnera suni upeksha vachana. कृष्णेरा मुख हास्य वाणी त्यागेता सत्यमणि रोषे कृष्ण देया ओलाहना. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said the gopis entered the arena of the rasa dance in ecstasy, but after hearing Krishna's voice and Krishna's words of negligence and detachment, they understood that he was going to renounce them. Thus they began to chastise him in anger. नागर कहाँ तुमी करिया निश्चय, नागर कहाँ तुमी करिया निश्चय, ए त्रिजगत भारी आछे याता योग्य नारी, तुम्हारा वेणु कहाँ न आकर्षय. O Nagar, O Krishna, you called us here and you played this Venu. Venu means flute. And after playing this flute, you are telling us to go away. Decide. Tell us one thing. How can anybody in the world not get attracted towards you or the sound of your flute? Kaila jagate venu dhvani siddha mantra yogini duti haya mohe nari mana mahotkanta badana आर्यपट चारण अनितो maya kare samarpan. You don't play the flute. From that flute, looks like you are just putting some yogini maya on us. And that yogini maya enchants us. And then now we have come to you. And now you're telling us all about these regulative principles to obey the scriptures. We can't understand this language. The vibration of your flute, accompanied by your glance, which pierces us forcibly with the arrows of lust, induces us to ignore all those regulative principles of the scriptures. Thus, O Krishna, we become excited and we leave everything. We have no shame and fear now anymore left. We leave everything and we have come to you. And now you're telling us to go back. Anya katha, anya mana, bahire anya acharana, ei sab saatha paripati. Tumi jana parihasa, haya narira sarvanasha, chada ei sab kutinati. Leave all this drama in front of us. Krishna, all these clever tricks, stop with us. We know. You know. You know how to make jokes. And then you completely annihilate all the women who come to you. We understand your real mind. So now you have called us. Don't send us back. We left everything behind and we have come to you now. Now there is no chance of us going back to our world again. We are surrendered to you. So Krishna, don't give us all these lectures. The nectarian buttermilk of your lotus, of your flute's vibration, the nectar of your sweet words, the nectarian sound of your ornaments, mixed together to attract our ears, minds, and lives. In this way, you are killing us. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke all this word with emotions in the mood of anger. As he floated in the waves of ecstatic love, merged in an ocean of anxiety, he recited a verse spoken by Srimati Radha Rani expressing the same emotion. And then he personally explained the words and thus tasted the sweetness of Krishna. Kanthera gambhira dhvani, navaghana dhvani jini, yara gune kokila, लाजाय तारा एक श्रुति कणे दुबाया जगतेर कणे पुना काना बाहुदी na aya. Krishna's voice is more resonant than newly arrived clouds. His sweet voice defeats even the sweet voice of the cuckoo. Indeed, his song is so sweet that even one particle of its sound can inundate the entire world. If such particle enters one's ears, one cannot hear anything else. It's only Krishna's words, Krishna's flute. That's all. What do I do? Oh, my dear friend Radhan is saying, Kaha sakhi ki karu upaya? Kaha sakhi ki kari upaya? Kaha sakhi ki kari upaya? Krishnera se shabda gune harila mare amar kane ebe na paya Krishna Mariyaya. Oh Sakhi, please tell me. Krishna's words, Krishna's sound, everything has plundered my ears. I'm almost dead for the want of it. Nupura kinkina dhvani hamsa saras jini kankana dhvani चाटके लजाया एक बार यही सुने व्यापी रहे तारा कणे अन्य शब्द से काने नायाय. When Krishna walks, the bells of his anklets, they make tinkling sound, such beautiful sound that it surpasses the sound of cranes and swans. His bangles make beautiful sounds that puts a Chataka bird to shame. Once the sound of Krishna's tinkling bells enters the ears, then those ears cannot hear anything else. They cannot tolerate any other thing. Say Shri Mukha Bhasita Amrita Haite Paramrita Smita Karpura Taheta Mishrita Shabda Artha Duri Shakti Nana Rasa Kare Vyakti Pratyakshara Narma Vibhushita. Krishna's speech is far sweeter than nectar. Each of his jubilant words is full of meaning. And when his speech mixes with his smile, it is like camphor. The resultant sound and the deep meaning of Krishna's words create various transcendental mellows. One particle, one drop of that transcendental blissful nectar is life and soul of my ears, which is like chakora bird that lives in the hope of tasting that nectar. Sometimes, by good fortune, the bird can taste it, but at other times, unfortunately, it cannot. And therefore, the bird dies of thirst. My ears only thirst for Krishna's sweet words. When he plays his flute, the transcendental vibration stirs up the hearts, disturbs the hearts of women all over the world, even if they hear it only once. Thus, their fastened belts become loose, and this woman become unpaid servant of Sri Krishna. And they run towards Krishna like mad women. Oh, Sakhi, tell me, what should I do? It's not just me, it's all the women. When a woman hears the vibration of Krishna's flute, even the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi ji, comes to him, hoping his association. Nevertheless, she does not get it. When the waves of the thirst for his association increases, she performs austerities, but still she cannot meet him. Ei shabdamrita chari yaraya bhagya bhari sei karne iha kare pana iha ye nahi sune se kana janmila kene kanakadi sama sei kana. Only the most fortunate can hear Krishna's words, the nectarian sounds, the four nectarian sounds. What are the four nectarian sounds? Krishna's words, the tinkling of his bells and bangles, his voice, and the vibration of his flute. Out of these three sounds, at least we are very lucky. We are very lucky, let me tell you. Even if somebody says we cannot hear his flute, even if somebody says we cannot hear his bells, tinkling bells, if somebody says we cannot hear his sound, no problem. We can still hear Krishna's words. It's given in Bhagavad Gita. And now we are hearing from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's own mouth. He is speaking. He is speaking all these words. So we are lucky. Read these words again and again. Get into the bhava. Feel it from your heart. You will see Krishna and Radha just sitting in your heart and speaking to you all the time. You will melt, you will cry, all these emotions, those sattvic emotions will just overflood your body. Mahaprabhu lamented in this way. He says, those who do not hear this, if one does not hear these sounds, his ears are as useless as a small conch shell with holes. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lamented this way, in agitation and ecstasy, it awoke his mind and he became very restless. Many transcendental ecstasies combined in him, including anxiety, lamentation, attention, eagerness, fear, determination, and remembrance. The aggregate of all these ecstasies once awoke a statement by Srimati Radha Rani in the mind of Bilva Mangal Thakur. In the same ecstatic mode, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu now recited that verse and he described its meaning, which is unknown to the people general. Kim meha krunuma kasya bruma kritam kritam masaya kathayata kathamanya धन्या मोहो हृदयैस्सयः मधुरा मधुरा स्मेराकारे मनोनयनोत्सवा कृपणा कृपणा कृष्णे तृष्णा चिरं बतलं बते. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the mood of Radha, said, alas, what shall I do? Whom should I talk to? Let whatever I have done in the hopes of meeting Krishna be finished now. Please say something auspicious, but do not speak about Krishna. Alas, Krishna is lying within my heart, like Cupid. I don't want to talk about him or hear about him, but he is in my heart, just like Cupid. How can I possibly give up talking of him? I want to forget him, but I cannot forget Krishna, whose smile is sweeter than sweetness itself, and who gives pleasure to my mind and eyes. Alas, my thirst for Krishna is increasing moment by moment. The anxiety caused by separation from Krishna has made me impatient, and I can think of no way to meet him. Oh, my friends, you are also deranged by lamentation. Who therefore will help me find him? Oh, my dear friend, ha ha sakhi ki karu paya. Tell me what I should do. कान्हा करू कहाँ याना कहाँ गेले कृष्ण पाया कृष्ण बिना प्राण मोर आया. Oh, my dear friends, how shall I find Krishna? What shall I do? Where shall I go? Where can I meet him? Because I cannot find Krishna. My life is leaving me. And suddenly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became calm and considered his state of mind. He remembered the words of Pingla and then aroused an ecstasy that moved him to speak, and thus he explained the meaning of the verse. This comes in 11th canto in the Tatreya Upakhyan, the words of Pingla. Now he's explaining in Bengali verses. देखिए उपाय कृष्ण आशा छाड़ी दिए आशा छाड़ी ले सुखी हाया माना छाड़ा कृष्ण कथा ध्यान्य कहा अन्य कथा धन्य याते हाय कृष्ण विस्मरण. O Sakhis, expectation is the root cause of sorrows. We are keeping so much expectation from Krishna. He will come, he will come, he will come. I think that is the reason why we are all deranged now. Right now, we are all experiencing this madness of separation. Let us stop talking about him now. Maybe then we will be happy. Stop this discussions of Krishna. People said talking about Krishna is auspicious. But to our lives, what has happened, O Sakhi? It has only brought inauspiciousness. We are only crying, lamenting, full of pain. While he was there, he gave us pain. Now he's away, he's giving us pain. What did we achieve by thinking of Krishna? Oh, Sakhis, don't talk about Krishna. Let us talk something which will give us happiness. And while speaking in this way, Srimati Radha Rani remembered Krishna. The more you don't want to talk about it, the more you resist, the more it will persist. So Krishna, she says, let's not talk about Krishna. And then suddenly Krishna appears in the heart. You don't want to talk about this person, but he's stuck in the heart like Cupid. You don't want to talk about this person. And then you say, oh Sakhi, the person I want to forget is inside my heart. He has disappeared from here, but why is he not disappearing from here? He has decided to give me pain. We think he has disappeared. I don't want to talk about him. So tell him to disappear from here. Why is he inside the heart? I can't make him go away from here. This is like Cupid. He says, कहे ये जगत मारे से पाशिला अंतरे ए वेरी ना दिए पसारिते. This Cupid, who has conquered the whole world and then entered my heart, is my greatest enemy. But he does not allow me to forget him. Oh, Sakhi, tell me what I should do with this Krishna inside the heart. And then great eagerness conquered all the other soldiers of ecstasy, and an uncontrollable desire arose in the kingdom of Srimati Radharani's mind, and greatly unhappy, she then chastised her own mind. She's talking to her mind. Oh, mind, don't think of Krishna. Because if you think of Krishna, my mind, you will die. Are you my friend or are you my enemy? We are both together in this. So don't think of Krishna. If I do not think of Krishna, my impoverished mind will die within a moment like a fish out of water. But when I see Krishna's sweetly smiling face, my mind finds peace. And the more I look at him, the more my desire doubles to see him. And the more my desire doubles. And the more he is not available, the more my mind goes more morose. What should I do? What should I not do? Ha ha Krishna pranadhana. Ha ha Krishna pranadhana. Ha ha Padmalochana. Ha ha Krishna pranadhana. Ha ha Padmalochana. Ha ha Divya Sadaguna Sagara. Ha ha Sham Sundara. Ha ha Pitambara Dhara. Ha ha Rasa Vilasa Nagara. कहाँ गेले तो मापाई तुम्ही कहाँ तहाँ आई एता कही चलीला नाया स्वरूप उठी खोले करी प्रभु रे अनिले धरी निज स्थाने वसै ही लालाईना ha ha prem ha ha Krishna pranadhana. Oh, the soul of my life, the treasure of my life. Ha ha Padmalochana, oh beautiful lotus-eyed one. Ha ha Divya Sharguna Sadagara, oh the divine ocean of all transcendental qualities. Ha ha Shyama Sundara, oh beautiful blackish youth. Ha ha Shyama Sundara, ha ha Pitambardhar, ha ha the one who's wearing a beautiful golden pitambar. Ha ha Rasa Vilasa Nagar, ha ha, the hero of the Rasa dance. Where are you? Where are you? Where do I find you? So Radha Rani is lamenting, and Radha Rani is right inside Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu right now. And Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying all this, and he's going mad in Radha Rani's mood. And then, where shall I go? Kahan gela to my pai? Where shall I go? Where can I find you? Please tell me, I shall go there. And speaking in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began running. Swaroop Damodar took him on his lap. Then Swaroop Damodar brought him back and made him sit down. Suddenly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back to his external consciousness and said to Swaroop Damodar, my dear Swaroop, please sing some sweet songs. Because our ears are thirsting for Krishna's words. Swaroop started singing. Each day and night, Mahaprabhu would become deranged in this way and talk like a madman. It's very difficult to describe all these qualities. Even Anantadev with his 1,000 mouths cannot describe what Mahaprabhu went through. Ecstatic love for Krishna is wonderfully deep, but by personally tasting the glorious sweetness of that love, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed us its extreme limit of love. Divine love. The beauty of this love is divine. So divine, so divine. People in the world also experience when they go through heartbreaks, this kind of love. But that is so short-lived. You forget it so easily. But here, this love, the joy of that love, the divine love, it's like an ocean. You just want to be inside it. You don't want to come out of it. Oh, people of the world, worship the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in all respects. Only in this way you will achieve the nectarian ecstatic love for Krishna. Krishnadas Goswami has described all this in his book called Gauranga Stava Kalp Vriksh. In this way, I have described his ecstasies where he acted like a madman. How wonderful it is. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunatha, always desiring this mercy, their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Chapter 18, Rescuing the Lord from the Sea. In the brilliant moonlight, autumn moonlight, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mistook the sea for the river Yamuna. Greatly afflicted by separation from Krishna, he ran and dove into the sea and remained unconscious in water. And the entire night, in the morning, he was found by his personal devotees. May that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the son of Mother Sachi, protect us by his transcendental pastimes. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. During a night of autumn season, when a full moon brightened everything, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wandered all night along with his devotees. He walked from garden to garden, seeing the pastimes of Lord Krishna and hearing and reciting songs and verses concerning the Ras-lila. He sang and danced in ecstatic love and sometimes imitated the rasa dance in emotional ecstasy. Sometimes he ran here and there and then in madness of ecstasy, and sometimes fell on the ground, and sometimes he became completely unconscious. When he heard Swaroop Damodar recite a verse, he would explain it. In this way, he explained many verses. One who wants to describe the transformation of ecstatic love of Krishna is like a dwarf trying to catch the moon in the sky. Endless waves arise moment after moment in this ocean of divine love. How would an insignificant living entity estimate their limits? Only a person on the level of Swaroop Damodar can fully know what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tastes in his love for Krishna. Thus, all the verses about Raslila dance were recited. The verses concerning the pastimes of water was recited. So Swaroop Damodar would go on reciting all the verses from Bhagavatam, and then the water pastime verses were recited. And at that time, while thus wandering near the temple of Ayodhya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu suddenly saw the sea. So the verse was recited, and the verse was, it means, it was from chapter 33. After all the Ras Leela was done, a Rasa Panchadhyay, so the gopis were waiting for him and crying. And then, after the Gopi Geet, Krishna Bhagavan, he came into the arena of Rasa dance, and all the gopis felt so good. And then everybody was like so heated up and crying and all those things. So then they entered the water, Yamuna, and they had some water sports. They played inside the water. So after describing the Rasa Panchadhyay, when Swaroop Damodar came to this shloka and they were walking. So every night this is going on. So they were walking around the sea in Ayodhya. This shloka came and it said, as an independent leader among elephants, enters the water with its female elephants, Krishna, who is transcendental to Vedic principles of morality, entered the water of Yamuna with his gopis. His chest had brushed against their breasts, crushing his flower garland and coloring it with red kumkum powder. And they were having some water sports. And Mahaprabhu is listening, and he's going near the ocean. Brightened by the shining light of the moon, the high waves of the sea glittered like the waters of the river Yamuna. And Mahaprabhu thought this is Yamuna. The Lord ran swiftly and jumped into the water, into the ocean, thinking that this is Yamuna, and unseen by others because it was night time. Falling into the sea, he lost his consciousness, and he could not and could not understand where he was. Sometimes he sank beneath the waves, and sometimes he floated above them. The waves carried him here and there like a piece of dry wood. Who can understand this performance of Mahaprabhu? Sometimes submerged, sometimes afloat on the ocean, the waves carried him towards Konark temple. It's too far, okay, Konark temple. Even today, when you go, Jagannath Puri, the ocean is there. You take so from the ocean also, when you go to Konark Puri, it's at least 1 hour of drive time. Just imagine. So when I was thinking of this Leela, Mahaprabhu got into Ayodhya, and from there the ocean is taking him all the way to Konark temple. What a distance! And he's lost consciousness. He's in the zone that this is Yamuna. What a madness! Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, fully immersed in the pastimes of Lord Krishna, performed with the gopis in the waters of the Yamuna. And now here the devotees were like, where is Mahaprabhu? They are all started looking for him. Some went to the Jagannath temple, they could not find him there. Some tried to find him in the garden, they could not find him there. Some thought maybe he's in the Gundicha temple, they could not find him there. Some went to the Narendra Sarovar, they could not find him there. And then maybe they thought, did he go to the temple at Konark? Talking like this, the devotees wandered here and there, looking for the Lord. Finally, they came to the shore. And then they were very sad after not able to find him. And they said, where has he disappeared? In separation of the Lord, everybody was sad. because Lord was their life. The devotees concluded that there must have been some mishap. They could not think of anything else. When they arrived at the seashore, they conferred among themselves. Then some of them sought out Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at the Chatak Parvat. Swaroop Damodar proceeded east. People started looking everywhere, but he's not able to find. They were all Moros. Passing along the beach, they suddenly saw a fisherman. The fisherman was having something on his back, and he was a little maddened. And the fisherman is saying, Hari, 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 Hari. All these people saw this fisherman saying, Hari, Hari. They stopped him. Fisherman, fisherman. He's like, Hari, Hari. What? Why are you behaving like this? Have you seen someone? What is the cause of your behavior? You look because your behavior is very different. The fisherman said, I have not seen a single person here. But while casting my net in the water, I captured a dead body. So this thing has a dead body. I lifted it with great care, thinking it's a big fish. But as soon as I saw it was a corpse, and a great fear arose in my mind. And as I tried to release the net, I touched the body, and as soon as I touched it, a ghost entered my body. And I shivered in fear and shed tears, and my voice faltered, and my hair stood up on my end. And I do not know whether the corpse I found was a ghost of a dead Brahman or an ordinary man. But as soon as one looks upon it, the ghost enters the body. So this dead body is with me. His ghost entered into me, and the body of the ghost is very long, 5 to 7 cubits. Each of the arms is also long. Its joints are all separated beneath the skin, which is completely slack. No one can see it and remain alive in his body. That ghost has taken the form of a corpse, but he keeps his eyes open. Sometimes he utters a sound, gong, gong, and sometimes he remains unconscious. I have seen that ghost directly, and he is haunting me. But if I die, who will take care of my children? The ghost is certainly very difficult to talk about, but I am going to find an exorcist and ask him if he can release me from this ghost. I wander alone at night, killing fish in solitary places. But because I remember the hymn to Lord Narasimha, ghosts don't touch me. This ghost, however, overcomes me with redoubled strength. And when I chant the Narasimha mantra, when I see the form of this ghost, great fear arises in my mind. Do not go near there. I forbid you. If you go, the ghost will catch you all. Hearing this, Swaroop Damodar understand this was the description of Mahaprabhu. He said, Swaroop sir, you don't have to call an exorcist. I'll do that to you. He's like, what? Swaroop Damodar slapped him 3 times. He said, now the ghost is gone. Now you're normal. Now talk to me normally. Ghost has gone away. Do not be afraid. Show me the corpse now. The fisherman was affected by ecstatic love. Now he was also fearful. Now he became doubly agitated. Now that his fear had subsided, however, he wanted to become somewhat normal. Swaroop said, where is the body? Show me the body. And then, my dear sir, the ghost, the corpse whom you met, is nobody else than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And because of ecstatic love, he fell into the sea, and you have caught him in your net and rescued him. We are very thankful to you. Simply touching him has awakened your dormant love for Hari, and that is why you're chanting Hari Hari, and you think it is a ghost. Now that your fear is gone, your mind is peaceful. Please show me. The fisherman replied, I have seen the Lord many times, but this is not him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I have seen him, but this body, it's not him. It's deformed. Swaroop said, whatever it is, show me. Hearing this, the fisherman was like, but you will feel very bad. Swaroop said, the Lord's body becomes transformed due to his love for God. And sometimes what you described, the joints are separated, that happens to him many times it has happened. So do not worry, it becomes very elongated. His body also becomes very elongated, but you show it to me. So hearing this, the fisherman became very happy. He took him where he had kept the net and removed the net, and then he showed him Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Lord was lying there on the ground, his body elongated and bleached because of the sea water, the salty water. He was covered from head to foot in sand. The Lord's body was stretched, and his skin was slack and hanging loose. To lift him and take him the long distance home would have been impossible. The devotees removed his undergarment, replaced it with a dry one. Then, laying the Lord on an outer cloth, they cleansed the sand from his body. They all performed Sankirtan and loudly chanting the holy name of Krishna. It reached into the Lord's ear. After some time, when he heard the Sankirtan, he came back to consciousness. As soon as he caught up, all the bones assumed their proper places. With his half external consciousness, the Lord looked over here and there. The Lord remained in one of the three different states of consciousness all times. We discussed about this internal, external, and semi, in between, quasi state. When the Lord was deeply absorbed in internal consciousness, but he nevertheless exhibited some external consciousness, devotees call this condition ardha-bhavya, or half external consciousness. In his half external consciousness, Mahaprabhu talked like a madman. The devotees could distinctly hear him speaking to the sky. He said, Kalindi dekhya ami gelana Vrindavan. I saw Kalindi and then I went to Vrindavan. Dekhi Jal Kreeda in Brajendra Randana. And there in Kalindi, in Yamuna, I saw Krishna and Radha doing this play. He was in the water Yamuna and Gopis were there with him. And I stood there in the bank of Yamuna. And I saw Krishna playing with Gopis and Radha Rani. And they were sporting beautiful pastimes there. Krishna was resembling like a beautiful white lotus. And the Gopis were resembling like golden lotuses, white lotuses. And the sporting pastimes in the water began, and everybody started splashing water back and forth. And in the tumultuous showers of waters, no one could be certain which party was winning and which was losing. The sporting water fight increased unlimitedly. The Gopis appeared, they were running here and there in the water. So they appeared like steady streaks of lighting, and Krishna like a blackish cloud. The lightning began sprinkling water upon the cloud, and the cloud upon the lightning. Like thirsty Chataka birds, the eyes of the Gopis joyously drank the nectar water from cloud. As the fight began, they splashed water on each other. Then they fought hand to hand, then face to face, then chest to chest, teeth to teeth, and nail to nail. Thousands of hands splashed water, and the Gopis saw Krishna with thousands of eyes, with thousands of legs. They came near him, and they kissed him with thousands of faces. Thousands of bodies embraced him. The Gopis heard his joking words with thousands of ears. Krishna forcibly swept Radha Rani and took her into water up to her neck. Then he released her where the water was very deep. She grasped Krishna's neck, however, and floated on the water like a lotus flower plucked by the trunk of an elephant. Krishna expanded himself into many forms as there were Gopis, and then took all the garments and that covered them. The water of the river Yamuna was very crystal clear. Krishna quarreled with Radha Rani, and all the Gopis hid inside the cluster of white lotus flowers. They submerged their bodies all the way. Only the faces were floating above the surfaces. In the absence of other Gopis, Krishna was behaving with Radha Rani the way he wanted to be. So in this way, I was there in Yamuna and I was seeing all these things. He went on. In his pastimes, Krishna went into the shore of Yamuna river, taking with him all his beloved Gopis. Then, after these water sports were done, then Krishna came out and all of them sat down at one place. They all bathed again, and putting on dry clothing, they went to a small jeweled house where the Gopi Vrinda arranged to dress them in forest clothing by decorating them with fragrant flowers, green leaves, and all kinds of ornaments. In Vrindavan, the trees and creepers are wonderful because throughout the entire year, they produce all kinds of fruits and flowers. The gopis and maid servants in this bowers of Vrindavan picked this fruit and flower and brought them before Radha and Krishna. So after the water sports was done, so Mahaprabhu is describing all these things in his half Ardha Bhavi state. And he's saying, okay, so water sports was done. Then they all came and Vrinda decorated the Vrindavan. And this Vrindavan pastimes is there. Like everything is alive there in Vrindavan. So then Radha Krishna is sitting and all the Sakhis are sitting and they are bringing all these fruits, berries from Vrindavan and giving to Bhagwan. And the gopis are sitting and peeling the fruits. So some gopi got maybe some oranges, she's peeling. Some other one got mangoes, she's peeling. Other one got grapes and she's peeling. And then they're offering it to Krishna and Radha together. And then some of them made a very beautiful arrangement on the plates with these fruits and they got it. And then they made orderly rows where all the gopis are sitting. Some beautiful pictures we had shared in the past, but yeah, so all those pictures are coming in the head now. So all the gopis are sitting at one place and they are eating in these groves, and Radha Krishna are eating in the groves, and the arrangement is so beautiful with the fruits and the flowers, very artistic. And then among the fruits were many varieties of coconuts, mangoes, bananas, berries, jackfruits, dates, tangerines, oranges, blackberries, grapes, almonds, and all kind of dry fruits, cantaloupes, palm fruits, water fruits, lotus fruit, bale fruits, pilus, pomegranates, and Radha Rani also made something. She brought some sweets such as Ganga Jala, Amrit Keli, Karpura Keli, Sarapuri, etc. And when Krishna saw the very nice arrangement of food, he happily sat down and they all had a nice forest picnic. And then after Srimati Radharani and her Gopi friends partook of the remnants, Radha and Krishna lay down together after the whole day picnic. So water sports was done, eating of food was done. Then they all lie down in that nice grass in Vrindavan. And then when Radha and Krishna are lying down, some gopis are fanning them, some are massaging their feet, and then they are singing songs. And suddenly they both fell asleep. Krishna and the gopis also lied down. And when I saw all this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying, when I saw all this, I was so happy. And suddenly, you all created this tumultuous sound. And now I'm here. Where have you brought me? I was nicely enjoying all this, seeing it from the source of Yamuna. And then saying that he came back to his full external consciousness. Swaroop Damodar questioned him. The Lord questioned him. He said, why have you brought me here, Swaroop? Swaroop said, you mistook the sea for Yamuna river. He said, and you jumped into it. And you have been carried this far by the waves of the sea, Mahaprabhu. Do you realize? Look at those pictures. They're having fun with the fruits. This fisherman caught you in his net and rescued you from the water. Because of your touch, he is now mad with ecstatic love for Krishna. Throughout the night, we all walked in the search of you. After hearing from this fisherman, we came here and we found you. You witnessed the pastimes of Vrindavan, but when you were unconscious, Mahaprabhu, we suffered great agony in our mind. Now at least you are back. Mahaprabhu said, in my dream, I went to Vrindavan, where I saw Lord Krishna perform the rasa dance with all the gopis. And after sporting in the water, Krishna enjoyed a picnic. I can understand that after seeing this, I certainly must have talked like a madman. I'm sorry, Sarupa and everybody. But everybody's like, Mahaprabhu, that's fine. At least you are back safely. Thereafter, Swaroop Damodar Goswami had Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bathed in the sea, and then he very happily brought him back home. Thus, I have described the incident of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's falling into the ocean. Anyone who listens to this pastime will certainly attain shelter of the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy. I, Krishnadas, narrate the Chaitanya Charitamrita following in their footsteps. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya-lila, 18th chapter, describing Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's falling into the sea. So we have ended 18th chapter. Tomorrow will be the last class. So 2 more chapters and then we are done with Chaitanya Charitamrita. After that there will be a long break and then we will, whatever we will resume later. But tomorrow will be the last class for Chaitanya Charitamrita. All right. Beautiful pictures. Thank you for sharing. Wow, look at that, Yamuna and Krishna and Radha. All right, so we end it up here now. Jai Shri Krishna, Radhe Radhe. May all your day and night be Chaitanya mein. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.